Jimmy on a beat, boy.
Yo, what is the word? And today we have a reaction from Death Battle. This is called James Bond versus John Wick. Now, um, this is a very interesting match. I'm probably gonna choose the John Wick because this guy's brutality in the movies is just insane, and that yeah, they're coming up with that fourth movie. And I'm definitely gonna see that because it's it's fucking John Wick. And also James Bond, you know what I'm saying, the last movie of the Bond franchise series is, so it's pretty good, pretty awesome. Man, I just hated, after he died. I was like, damn, man. I said, like, he could have retired, with this girl and his child. However, you know, and he went out like a G. So, and if you like my reaction, please hit the like button and also subscribe to this channel. I'm gonna put the link to the video for you guys to enjoy yourselves. Without further ado, let's get into it. Give this.
Professional killers of all shapes and sizes. But which one of cinema's super assassins is packing parabellum, and which one will live to die another day? He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
I get those references.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Get it.
From the shores of Crab Key to the craps tables of Casino Royale, from Russia with Love to Moonraker at the edge of outer space, no man has saved the world more times than Bond.
James Bond. He's the OG action hero, the slickest Scot there ever was, the coldest warrior of the swingin' 60s.
After a climbing accident in the French Alps took his parents,
67, 42 years old, Royal Navy Commander, trademark Martini de. Okay, cool.
The young James studied abroad and graduated to the Ministry of Defense, just in time for World War II.
He rose through the ranks, quickly becoming a commander of the Royal Navy. And when you find the thing you're good at, in his case wanting murder, never do it for free.
So, after the war, James decided on Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Though it is a popular fan theory, James Bond is not a code name. His parents are Andrew and Monique Delacroix Bond, and each Bond from Connery to Brosnan is the same person. Oh, okay.
Service and became a special agent of MI6. And they were so impressed, he was given his first 2 state-sanctioned assassinations. With this baptism in blood, Bond was granted the legendary 00 status and a license to kill with impunity.
As the premier defender of the West, Agent 007 is a jack of all trades when it comes to kicking commie ass. And terrorist ass. And basically everyone's ass for the past 60 years. From the novels to the movies to the comics and games, he's been rebooted tons of times, but they're all still Bond.
Bond is a master of infiltration, disguise.
While Daniel Craig era of Bond films followed their own continuity separate from the previous films, Bond himself is not so different a character that he cannot.
Acrobatics, driving, diving, skiing, boating, climbing, horseback riding, airplane pilot, swordsman, knife fighter, knife thrower, people thrower.
And deadliest of all, gamer. Bond carries his classic Walter PPK, among the world's first successful double-action semi-automatic pistols. While it only carries 9 rounds, its small size makes it optimal for concealment.
And a microdermal sensor in the grip coded to Bond's fingerprint means only he can fire it.
It even comes with unique ammo that breaks apart upon entry and creates 8 exit wounds, traveling like a bullet but hitting like a shotgun.
Especially deadly considering Bond has the golden eye of an expert marksman, able to take out a room of armed guards in a single second, or shoot the fuel tank of a helicopter from a speeding boat a quarter of a mile away.
He's just as deadly disarmed. Bond combines multiple martial arts like judo, boxing, Krav Maga, Muay Thai, and Jiu-Jitsu, allowing him to keep up even when outnumbered.
This mix of styles is likely the Welsh self-defense system known as Goshinkwai, which is taught by the modern Special Air Service.
Though that all pales in comparison to his greatest ability. F***ing, banging, laying down pipe.
A lot of
He's so
women.
proficient at seduction, it actually feels more like a superpower.
Look, we're not kidding. He once seduced a female assassin sent to kill him so thoroughly, she threw herself in front of the bullet meant for him. She knew him for less than 2 minutes.
Yeah, sometimes Bond does stuff I can only describe as superhero shit. Look at this. So why not follow that impulse and give him some superhero gadgets too?
Developed by MI6's resident quartermaster, Q, Bond's spy gadgetry often complements his knack for problem solving and quick thinking.
He's got a pen that'll explode after 3 clicks and disarm after a 4th, an Omega Seamaster watch that can shoot a laser beam, a cigarette that fires a miniature rocket, and C4 toothpaste that can be remotely detonated. Probably a safer bet than that pen, especially if you're a compulsive clicker like me. Wait, was I on 3 or 4?
He also occasionally wears a lightweight bulletproof vest.
His arsenal, Walther, EPK/S, revolvers, machine guns, shotguns, sniper rifles, rocket launcher. The gadgets, attach case, laser watch, exploding pin, bell rocket belt, ultrasonic cufflink, wrist-mounted dart gun, echolocator, earbuds, X-ray smartphone, R&D.
Vest, as well as a garrote wire for quiet kills and a grappling hook hidden within his belt buckle.
That's only the semi-normal shit. He's carried earbuds that give him super hearing, X-ray shades, ultrasonic
Crazy.
cufflink grenades, a stun gas keychain, a cell phone taser, exploding remote-controlled drones, a nanosuit that turns him completely invisible, and a frigging jetpack. You've gotta have a hell of a pair of thunderballs to piss off a crazy Scot riding one of those.
But his greatest weapon is the one, the only,
His dick!
the Aston Martin DB5.
Oh, I thought we were still talking about him. Never mind. This absolute beauty isn't just good looks.
baby right
She's
here.
packing front-mounted
Really
machine
beautiful.
guns,
Look at that.
oil
Look at that
slicks,
shit.
smoke screens, and of course, the ejector seat. Oh, and good luck trying to break in. This baby is insanely bulletproof. Like, just look at this. It won't
Oh, in
stop.
that scene,
Still going. Still
that is
going.
just insane.
Q has provided numerous vehicles over the
Insane.
years with ever more insane features, like a submarine transformation, light-bending holograms, and a remote control built into Bond's phone.
God, just look at him, living his best life. And why wouldn't he? He's a globe-trotting ladies' man with the UK Treasury as his personal credit card. He's got the world in the palm of his hand.
But for some, the world is not enough. Though Bond's iterations may vary, one thing remains throughout. Behind that debonair smile and British wit is a broken, soulless shell. A man only good for killing.
I guess it's no surprise that a dude who smokes up to 70 cigarettes a day and routinely drinks enough to enter a coma might have a death wish.
Now, James wasn't always like this. Not long after getting his 00, he found love, and loved so much he left the Secret Service behind.
But there are some lives you can't escape, and some lives you can't save, no matter how.
Let's get this party started.
Yeah, man, a lot of death.
Hello. I can just come back in 10.
FX's Little Demon. All new Thursdays on FXX. Stream on Hulu.
How hard you try. Sometimes all that's left is to kill the love inside you until all that matters is revenge.
There's no denying Bond's psychopathic tendencies. He's killed hundreds of enemy combatants over his career and might just enjoy the act of torture.
But what makes me respect him is he never forgets a pun afterward.
All that hate and regret wrapped up into one man with nothing to live for. The perfect assassin for a dying empire.
Bond is strong enough to hold his own against.
Now, these are his overcame a lobotomy with the power of love. Fucking insane. Stole the skydiver's parachute mid-drop. Often knocks out henchmen. One punch. Crushed a man's skull. Dodged a Rolex aviator laser beam. Survived 13 Gs without passing out. Tortured 14 months. Defeated Lee Free, whatever. Red Grant Graves and saved him.
superhuman henchmen like Oddjob and Jaws, who can lift a van off the ground.
He survived being blasted by a Stinger missile, falling hundreds of feet into a river, and having his eggs scrambled.
At his best, he's even fast enough to dodge gunfire nearly point blank, and missiles, while in free fall, and still shoot people. This is the superhero shit we were talking about.
Time and time again, he's outsmarted criminal masterminds like Dr. No, Goldfinger, and Scaramanga, the man with the golden gun. He's even bested the worst of them all, his arch nemesis, the international terrorist, Blofeld.
In 2 different timelines, no less. And plot twist, in the second, Blofeld was Bond's long-lost adopted brother. Which, if I recall correctly, also happened in Austin Powers. But that's why we love the old Scottish so-and-so. Who else could escape a giant space laser by kite surfing on a tsunami? What more can we say about 007? He's got the best job in the business, and nobody does it better.
This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by Babbel.
It's new. There with Benedict.
Babbel Journey.
Mistake ever. Screw up. Like, really badly. Like, make the worst mistake ever. So bad you're just for the rest of your life?
Yes. Let's lay out a hypothetical. You see a car that you like, but its owner won't sell. So, you follow him home, beat him senseless, steal his car, and kill his dog.
The dog his beloved wife gifted him after she died very recently. So yeah, pretty big mistake.
And this man, well, he just happens to be the single deadliest assassin in the entire world.
He may be called Baba Yaga, but he's not the boogeyman. He's the one you sent to kill the goddamn boogeyman, John Wick. So yeah, that's one pretty huge mistake.
My boy.
The full story of this specter is almost non-existent, but rumor has it he was trained by the Ruska Roma crime.
Jonathan Wick. Place of birth. Bell Rios. Raised by Ruska Roma. Baba Yaga.
Crime syndicate from a young age, before moving to America and making a name for himself in its criminal underworld.
Terrifying enough to scare the living daylights out of even the most hardened murderers.
Wick is a master martial artist, combining several schools into an all-purpose fighting style that focuses on maximum efficiency with minimal effort.
Almost no one
Love
who has
how the
fought him
films,
directly
like,
has lived to tell the tale.
will
So
do that
which
in my martial
specific
arts
forms he practices
style.
are for his eyes only. So why don't we look at the martial arts used to prepare for the movies by everyone's favorite immortal, Keanu Reeves.
Reeves combines Sambo, Aikido, Judo, and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for defensive joint locks, throws, and wrestling moves to avoid as much damage to himself as possible while using his opponent's own weight against them.
Though his go-to is Krav Maga, which is designed to take all the best moves from various martial arts to make the ultimate fighting style.
While most martial arts are designed with other purposes in mind, like exercise, Krav Maga's entire goal is basically murder.
And boy, if that isn't Wick to a T. In his hands, literally anything can be a deadly weapon. Knives, swords, books, his belt. Shit, he once took out 3 guys with a pencil. A number 2 pencil. And thanks to John's precise understanding of the human body, he can target weak points and vital organs with ease.
But thanks to the Continental, he doesn't have to rely on writing utensils to execute his victims.
Imagine a chain of hotels around the world that serve as a front for a whole underground society of assassins. He can consult the wine stewards,
Arsenal. A rooming 10. 5. Hickler. Koch. 30L. Blocks. 34. Ignite. Kimber. Warrior. Kimber. Super Carry. Boat Model 19. Pocket. Hammerless. And TCI 2011.
robust selection.
Pistols, revolvers, submachine guns, assault rifles, shotgun, plastic explosives, it's all on the menu.
Though Wick prefers his Heckler & Koch P30L, a polymer-framed semi-automatic handgun that holds 15 rounds of 9x19 parabellum.
Which he wields like an artist does a paintbrush. Wick can empty entire rooms full of enemies before they can blink, once even taking out
like
7 armed guards in only 3 seconds.
He's the definition of accurate, almost never missing a shot, and that includes on horseback. And motorcycle back. If he's got a view to a kill, you can bet he's taking it.
And he comes literally dressed to kill with his perfectly tailored, tactically lined suit jacket that is completely bulletproof. Even repeated gunshots from close range do nothing to him.
It also helps him blend into the shadows for some sick stealth kills, and even disappear in plain sight like the goddamn Batman.
Wick
I was a little shocked when Guardio
Bro,
told me
it's
about
just
10
like-
different information leaks with which I had associated accounts.
eventually joined the Tarasov mob and quickly became one of their top enforcers. A grim reaper who hunted their enemies with divine prejudice.
But maybe this Angel of Death was more human than we first thought. After years of being a badass, Wick wanted out of the mob to get married to the love of his life and retire. Wow, I wonder how that first date conversation went. Man, she must have really fallen for him. I guess he put the ass in assassin.
So his boss gave him an impossible task. He could leave if he wiped out every last one of the mob's enemies in a single night. Which he did, because human or no, he's still John Wick.
That doesn't fucking sense.
And he lived happily
That is my
ever
word.
after. Well, until his former boss's snot-nosed son screwed up. Like, really badly. Great job, Theon. You never miss.
That wasn't just some dog, but a semblance of hope. The opportunity to grieve unalone, his last tether to a happy life. So Wick was back with a vengeance, prepared to kill every last person that got in his way until the whole of New York's criminal underworld had been razed by his bloody crusade. Over the course of the 3 movies, which span only about 2 weeks, Wick left over 300 bodies in his wake.
300. Running into him is like seeing the sky fall. You're going to die. There's no escape. He survived being stabbed, rammed by
Beats. Got revenge for his dog. Cut off his own finger with a minimal signs of pain. Yup. My nigga, once I saw that scene, I was like, hell nah. I'll be like, hey, bruh. You got it. Perform surgery on himself. Excuse me. Expert in several forms of martial art. Survived getting shot and falling off the couch. Fucking incredible. I was shocked that he survived that. Defeated Miss Perkins, Vigil, Caucasian, Ernest, and Zero.
cars, shot in the stomach, blown up, mutilated, and knocked off of a 10-story building.
Look at
All
that
within
fall.
a fortnight.
Oh, and somewhere in there he found the energy to trek through the Saharan desert. And it's not like his injuries from the previous movie had time to heal, or the ones from the movie before that.
We cannot emphasize this enough. John Wick is unstoppable.
He's strong enough to toss around full-grown men, snap bone, and body slam 2 assassins through a bulletproof glass floor.
Wick absolutely annihilated his former Tarasov employers, the Neapolitan crime family, Kimura, and fended off an international army of assassins attacking him at random, one after the other, every few minutes.
Even after being declared excommunicado by the Continental, bereft of his former resources, he killed every last soldier sent after him by the High Table.
With barely a quantum of solace to rest. Like we said, completely unstoppable. Outgunned, outmanned, it doesn't matter. John Wick lost everything in the world that meant anything to him, and that means he won't stop killing until there's no one left, or he dies trying. And good freaking luck with that! This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by Mint Mobile.
After years of fine print contracts and getting ripped,
What was the best rim with you just play? No time to die for a death battle!
Let's get it. Now, I'm probably going to have to mute this. Copyright. You know what? No, fuck it. I can like dispute it. I can dispute it.
Is not one to be taken lightly. Be careful, 007. And happy hunting.
Your concern is always touching, Q. Vodka martini. Shaken, not stirred. What can I get you, mate? Drinks are on me.
I prefer to be alone.
Unfortunately, I wasn't asking, Baba Yaga. Now you can come with me, or we can do this here.
Killing isn't permitted on company grounds.
Lucky me. Seems you've got me at a disadvantage. You won't mind giving a dead man walking one last smoke?
What does MI6 want with me?
Your reputation precedes you. I'll be sure to keep up.
No, you won't.
This is insane. Look, the gadgets that James Bond has. Dang.
To be entirely honest, I lost count.
He lost count. Oh, that's his car. That is fucking crazy, dude. That was fucking lit. Oh my god.
What comes around goes around, as they say.
Oh.
Yeah.
Bond, come in. What's the mission status?
Smashing. Positively smashing.
Oh, do grow up, 007.
Wow. Wow.
I never thought Wick could lose, but I guess I'll never
Yeah,
say
just
never
go.
again. Though his skills and brutal tenacity would have saved Wick initially, against James Bond, you only live twice.
You mean once, right?
I know what I said.
Well,
That was
despite all
nice.
that,
Sounded like
Wick
that.
met his
That was
match
a
in
cool
Agent
shot.
007.
And match is the optimal word here. Wick may have been an expert martial artist, but
So the positives for James Bond is faster reflexes, superior aim, fighter of a variety of opponents. Cleverer problem solver. But his negative is not as specialized in assassination. That is true because James Bond is just an agent. And for John Wick's, his positives are higher pain tolerance and stamina. Facts. More coverage from body armor. Facts. And the negative is slower reaction speed and cannot easily counter gadgets because John Wick. I don't know how old John Wick is. Probably in the same age range as Bond.
Bond has
But
actually
Bond got them
practiced several of the
gadgets,
same
though. He
styles
has
Wick
been
has, and has been shown to be
defeating
just as skilled a
crazier
fighter,
enemies
even
than,
defeating master
John Wick.
martial artists himself.
Wick's ability to shatter a floor of bulletproof glass definitely makes him superhumanly strong, but Bond has fought off similarly powerful henchmen in the past.
And while Wick's speed and accuracy with the gun may look unbeatable, Bond's is just as impressive.
He's landed accurate shots just as well as Wick
Yeah,
ever
look at
has,
that.
but
Look
more
at that.
importantly, he has a faster quick draw.
That's right, despite being played by Neo himself, Wick has never dodged bullets. Bond, on the other hand, has, and that superior speed gave him an edge in both close-quarter combat and on the draw.
Though since both had body armor, the fight probably wasn't going to be won by guns alone. And that's where Bond held his biggest advantage, his gadgets.
There was no way Wick would see an exploding pen or a laser watch coming, and that's the whole point of Bond's gadgets. They're seemingly normal, everyday objects that'll take his enemy by surprise.
Given time, Bond has always used these to come up with game-winning strategies, even against numerically superior foes, especially with his more absurd technology like the invisible nanosuit and remote-controlled explosive drones.
Wick's endurance might be mind-blowing, but he isn't invincible.
He can keep fighting even on death's door, but the deadliness of Bond's trick weapons would not have given him that option.
Diamonds are forever, but against someone just as skilled with an arsenal straight out of science fiction, Wick's luck definitely wasn't. Bond may have been the spy who loved me, but against Wick, he was going to live and let die. And you can bet tomorrow never dies.
Oh my
Nailed
gosh.
it. Look, I just had to fit the last few movies in, okay? Oh, wait, shit! I forgot about Octopussy!
The winner is Bond. James Bond. Hey, if you want more Death Battle ASAP,
Being awesome. Shout out to Death Battle. Yeah, man. Comment down below. Thought he was gonna win, and did this ending surprise you? Yeah, man, it was fucking awesome. So if you like my appreciate the support. Later. Love y'all.
Jimmy on a beat, boy.